we are going to we are going to have three methods for implementing your CSS properties. So previous classes we have discussed the concept of inline style sheet, and now in this class we are going to start understanding that what is the use of embedded style sheet, where it is applicable, how it is being used here. Okay, so previously how we have been taken in inline style sheet, we have been taken one separate any tag. I'm taking one h tag, h1 tag, and in this tag what we are doing here, we are using the property. What is the property? Style property. In this double quotations we are been applying the CSS properties. Okay, so what is the benefit using inline style sheet? Means for only for this single property, for this single tag property, we can apply multiple CSS properties. Once again I'm repeating. So for this style is a property of a tag. Okay, for this single tag property we are applying multiple CSS properties using this inline style sheet. So how we applied? Color. Okay, let us think red and semicolon. Text align center. Now what is the meaning of this? I have been applied two CSS properties. Okay, when I use this h1 tag, what happened here is that with the text what you are writing, let us think now Chaitanya. Now the text what you are writing, this Chaitanya text will be displayed with what color? Red color, and it is been placed in the center. So this is the way we implemented our inline style sheet concept. Now coming to here, what is the importance of embedded style sheet? So in the embedded style sheet, how we are going to create the properties and how we are going to apply these properties to a particular tag. So taking an example of yesterday's, now what I'm doing here is that we have taken a property like background color. Okay, what is the color we have taken? Let us think yellow semicolon. We have taken some property like height, and we have given what something like a 200 pixels, assume that, and we have been taken width. Okay, 200 pixels. Okay, now these three properties are to be applied for a particular tag. So how to apply? So I want to take a tag name here. Okay, table, and I'm going to apply this properties. Okay, these all three properties to a table tag. But this like this, we want to write between a tag. What is the tag? Style tag. What is the tag? Style tag. So in the embedded style sheet, the proper CSS properties, whatever the CSS properties you are going to use, all the CSS properties are being applied between the style tag. Okay, so starting tag and ending tag. So let us see a small example with the embedded style sheets. So let us think I'm taking a new file. Okay, to make you understand about embedded style sheet, now I'm taking a small example. So what is the example I'm taking? That I'm saving this file name with the mccs emped.html. Okay, so now we know the basic structure of creating your HTML page. So what I'm creating, HTML starting tag and ending tag, and we know that in HTML two parts are there: header part, which hold the information about your web page, and body part, which is going to display the content on a web page. So in the body part, whatever the content you are writing, that will be displayed on a web page, and in the header part, it is going to maintain the information about your web page. So what is the title name I'm giving here is that embedded style sheet. Embedded style sheet. Okay. Now let us take a small example for your understanding purpose. Okay. Now what I'm taking here is that I'm taking a small images. We know what are the resources are there in our images. So what are the images we are having in my current location? So we know that the images like we are having that logo.jpg, and we are having WGL Warangal Fort dot JPG or PNG, and RP temp dot JPG. Like that, some images are there. I think Warangal Fort JPG, and the other one is RP temp dot PNG. So these are the previously what we have used images in my resources. So the file is also saved in the same location. So these images will be also there in the same location. So I'm remembering. So now what is my question is that src equal to, I'm going to display logo.jpg. Okay, understand it carefully. Just be concentrate here. Image src equal to, now what is the another thing I'm giving? WGL fort.jpg. Okay, next image src equal to, what I'm doing here? rp temp.png. Now if I write like this and if I save my file, okay, how the images are being displayed in a web page once we see, and then we start applying your embedded style sheet. See here, what is the full structure of an image that is being displayed in your web page? So the logo is being simple, and this image is very big size, and this image is also very big size. So now what I want to do here is that I want to bring all the images to a particular size here. So previously what we did here is that we used to write height and width. We used to use height and width property for every image tag. Individually we want to write this height. Okay, we want to give some 200 pixels, and we want to give width equal to 200 pixels. For each and every separately we want to write a two properties for every tag here. But now what I'm doing here is that I'm not going to apply this like this. So I'm going to use the CSS properties. So in the CSS properties, what I'm doing here is that, so first I'm going to take two properties. What are those two properties? Height, I'm going to take 200 pixels. Okay, and width, how much I want to take? 200 pixels. Now these two properties should be applicable to which tag? I said image tag. So now what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to apply these properties to image tag. So now these two properties are being applied to image tag. But how I can come to understand these are the CSS properties means I want to write this all the CSS properties in between a tag style. So if you write like this between the tags, you are going to use a concept of embedded style sheet. Style. Okay. Now I want to add one property here, a relation. What is the relation here? Style sheet. Now observe the differences now. Previously, this is the lookup what we have been get. After writing this, now what happened? Just refresh this. What happened? At a time, the images what are there in your web pages, all the images are being appear to same size of height and width here. Did you understand? Now the same thing, I'm going to do one thing here. Okay, I'm going to write I'm going to use one tag h1. Okay, I'm going to apply Chaitanya deemed to be university. Okay, now what is the another thing I am going to use here is that this is our name of the so Warangal Fort. Okay, I want to give every name to each and every image. So I'm going to use break tag. Okay, simply next one I'm going to use h1 tag. Okay, Ramappa temple. Now see how we observe here. Good. Now I'm been observing in the same one line here. Now what is the concept I want to do here is that I want to display the text Warangal Fort, Ramappa temple, this text h1 tag, between the h1 tag whatever the text I have written, I want to change all this text with some color. I want to apply red color. So for every h1 tag, so I have been used h1 tag for this Chaitanya deemed to be university text, and for Warangal Fort text and Ramappa temple text. So for each and every text I want to show with red color. I cannot go for applying same individually. So what I'm doing here, using embedded, what I'm doing, I'm using h1 tag here name, and in this what I'm using color equal to what I'm using red color. So now observe that in your web page all the text have been changed with which color? Red color. Now similarly, if I want to change all the text to which color? Green color. What happened? So what happened here? So what happened here? All the text have been changed to green color. So I want to do one thing. I want to change see here only the text image, and the other image is not visible here. So what I want to do, I want to decrease all the images size at a time. So what I want to do, I'm doing here 100 and 100. Now what happened here? So all the images have been come to one size. So now I can able to see here clearly that all the images are looking in the same size and all the text are with the same color. Now I want to change the all the text color to blue color. Can I able to change now? Simply I'm going to change here with what color? Blue color. So now what happened? Observe. So all the text have been changed to which color? Blue color. So what I come to understand here is that once I define a properties for a particular tag, so if you use this tag in your web page number of times, the properties what you have been applied, that properties will be applicable to that tag in a web page. So how many times you may use the tag? For every tag, that means number of times that properties will be applicable to that tag, every tag. Okay, so now I come to understand here is that, okay, 1 minute, Amma. Okay, so now we come to understand, is it clear? So once I define a properties, and if I use this properties for this image tag, so how many number of times you use image tag, that many number of times this property has been applicable. And once if you define h1 tag and once you apply a color, so how many times you are using h1 tag in your current web page, for that every h1 tag that text will be displayed with what color? Blue color. And now one more question for me here. See, I want to display all this blue color, but only this Warangal Fort should be displayed with green color. Only that text, not another text. So when I use this color blue, all the h1 tags will be displayed with the blue color. But what is my question? I said, I want to display this only particular text with the green color. So what I want to do here, at that time, I want to go for the concept of inline. So I'm going to use Warangal Fort. Here, I'm using style equal to what I'm using color. What is the color I want to use? Green color. That's all. Now what happens here? only the Warangal fort is been displayed with the green color and the remaining all text with the blue color. So what is the thing I understood here is that suppose if when I'm using h1 tag, and in the h1 tag whatever text you are using, the text should be used with blue color in my web page. So I want to go for embedded style sheet. If a particular text I want to do any modification, then I can go for inline style sheet. Did you understand?